Hello, guys. I hope you're doing fine. Now, what we're going to talk about today is about this the serpent in the garden. Okay, a lot of people, a lot of personalities on YouTube take from the Gnostic text. I think it's from the hidden secret book of John that the serpent is actually Jesus or God. But this is not true. Why? Because Jesus said, "No one has seen the Father nor heard the Father at any time." No one, nobody. And only Jesus, when he came here, has shown the Father. Okay? So, if Jesus was in the garden as the serpent, then Adam and Eve and the Elohim would have seen Jesus. Okay? They would have seen Jesus, and thus they would have seen God. But then Jesus said, "No one has seen the Father at any time." So, to me, this serpent in the garden is just another aspect of Yahweh. Okay, just like in Job, that Yahweh boasts of Leviathan, the serpent, the fiery serpent. It's just another aspect of him. You notice that in the Old Testament, Yahweh has different faces in different tribes. He is Baal on another tribe. He's Yahweh on the Hebrews, and he actually controls these kingdoms. Sends this kingdom against one another, just like he sent the Israelites against the people there. So the people in the in the promised land, I mean, and those people were worshiping Yahweh in a different name, but then they sinned against him, right? So he's going to replace them now with the Israelites, right? So, and there's another thing. When you listen to uh, the Beatitudes, you can actually uh, layer that idea, those principles, over what did the Egyptians did when confronted by the Israelites asking for their things. Right? They asked for gold, they asked for stuff, and the Egyptians just gave them what they wanted. They actually gave them everything, right? And this is not because they were afraid, I think, maybe, but in a way, they followed the principle of Jesus. So in a way, this is just an idea. It seems like there was there has always been this hidden influence of goodness all throughout history, overshadowed by this spirit of conquest, spirit of egoism, spirit of pride, you know, racism, and the desire to be superior, to enslave others. If you listen to hardcore Jews today, Judaism, which they took from the Babylonian edit, that their Messiah is supposed to conquer the world and turn the Goyim into slaves, to serve them while they're just sitting there being judges over the nations. There, that we are going to, we the Goyim, are going to provide them with gold and all precious things, slaves, So this principle that emanates from Yahweh, all this drama that he created, creating the serpent that tempted them, supposed to be, that led to their punishment, and all these things, these are all lies, okay? Because Jesus said, from the beginning, the fathers of these Jews, and he was speaking to religious Jews at that time, okay, when he was here. So he was not talking to people who are like us. For example, we're not zealous in our religion. You're not hardcore. These people were hardcore for their religion. They actually, because of their religion, they forsake obvious good things you should be doing to people. For example, instead of helping the poor, they demanded that the poor offer money to the temple. Why? It was not because they were corrupt. No, it was because this is what their religion taught them to do. In order for you to be blessed, you have to sacrifice, right? And because you are a sinner and you deserve all these curses, right? And Jesus said you should instead help them. Instead of wearing those robes, right? Instead of appearing to be religious and good, instead of just being religious, following your religion, why don't you help people, right? These people who are suffering. Now, this is the idea that that I, even myself, didn't understand before. Okay? I was brought up in this idea that these priests in the past, in Jesus' time, were not actually, they were just pretending to be priests. No. The truth is, they were actually priests of the Torah. And they actually were so afraid that they enacted more laws over the original laws so that people will not suffer the penalty of the laws. Okay? So they created layers of laws so that to prevent people from getting killed, because the ultimate punishment of the law is death. Okay? But then again, Jesus proved that even if you follow the law completely, the Torah, even if you fulfill it, it's going to lead to death. Okay? That's why he said on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me?" This is connected to debunking the promises of Yahweh, which you can find an evidence of this in Psalm 91st, right? That the righteous one, the one who called him son, the one he calls son, connected to this was from another verse. I can't access it right now, but in Psalm 91st you see that there's a promise of good life there, long life and blessings, right? If you follow his rule, or if you're under his shelter, right? Because this law is supposed to be a shelter. Okay, it's supposed to be they believed it to be a protection over a person. But then Jesus followed it completely. That's why the New Testament apostles always had this idea that he was sinless. He did not break the law. Okay? But then he still was dead. Okay? He died. He was poor. He died. He was rejected by people. Okay? So this is a total debunking. And Jesus said that he was going to be raised like the serpent. on a pole in the desert, that means it just means that when the curse, because this was the curse, right? Those serpent that was biting people was a curse. Okay, so Jesus took on the curse. What does that mean? He lived the life. He fulfilled the life that was idealized in the Torah. Okay, he lived the Torah. So he is actually the curse. The serpent, the curse, who is now on the pole. Okay, so when he was crucified, he became somewhat a curse on the cross, on the pole, just like on in the wilderness. Okay, I hope that's clear. So by living this law, this Torah, he brought it to the cross and nailed it to the cross. Okay, that's what it means. So he showed the result of this curse, which is understood as a protection, supposed to lead you to a good life, a long life, but it wasn't true. Okay, so Jesus basically debunks the Torah. And now we see that by looking at this serpent on the cross now, this curse on the cross, right? We are free. Okay, so instead of, it's like someone selling a medicine, right? And then one person does it correctly. He takes the medicine correctly, you know. He lives the correct way, he eats the right way and stuff like that, and everything. He exercises, everything, and there's no result. The result is actually the opposite. Okay, so it's just like that. That's what Jesus did. So when we look at Christ now, this is God himself died on the cross. There's a lot of layers to this. Okay, it's a lot of, just like from the previous videos, there's a lot of messages in that cross. Like, God is not angry if man even rejects him, even kills him. No? So this debunks the garden narrative again, where God becomes angry because man disobeyed, stuff like that. So that's it for now. So basically, the point here is that the serpent in the garden, if that is actually real, which I think is not, because Jesus kinda implied this is not true. That this serpent wasn't Jesus. Okay, I believe that somewhat, a little bit. But I was a little bit unsure about it until this point arose. Okay, so when Jesus came, it was the first time that people saw God. Okay, it was the first time that the world actually saw the true God. Okay, through Jesus. Okay, so there's no other way. That's what Jesus said, to the Father or to God, except through Him. Okay, not the serpent. Okay, not some written word. Okay, though the word written has information about Him, we must always approach Him through His Spirit. Okay, through the Spirit. which he promised. When he returns to the Father, he will send the Spirit, and the Spirit will lead us to all truth. Okay, all truth. So we must always ask through the Spirit. We must always ask the Spirit, which is also from God, and he will reveal all things about Christ, about Jesus, okay? Which is also whatever we know about Jesus is also what is true with God, with the Father, okay? So that's it for now, and I hope you have a blessed day. And please take care and stay strong, stay confident, and stay thankful.